Our next speaker, Felipe Villela, is a youth in landscapes representative, and he will be talking about using agroforestry to turn degradation into profitability. Please welcome him.
Oh. My mom is a freak nature passionate. She's always hugging those trees. While my dad, he's a banker, a businessman, always wearing his suits. When two opposites find each other and start collaborating, amazing things can come out of it. And well, I myself, I'm a perfect example of this fact. So that's why I was convinced that business and nature don't have to be just opposites, but that if they start collaborating, great things can happen. And I'll show you what I mean. When I was 18 years old, I decided to drive with a friend to the Amazon rainforest in Brazil. During our journey, we realized how rich and abundant our nature really is. When we arrived in the Amazon, we spent a few days with indigenous and local communities. So we learned how they live, make their clothes, and source their food and medicine. We were touched by their knowledge on how to manage the forest resources, and amazed by the intelligence and resourcefulness of nature itself. But when we went back home, we drove past the massive deforestation in the borders of the Amazon. Thousands of hectares of destroyed rainforest, mostly for soybean, cattle, and logging industries. The sight of those trees falling down to grow one single crop scared the hell out of me. I saw firsthand how we are killing our planet. Since then, I committed myself to take action and find a solution to this global challenge. My first step? Dive into sustainable agriculture. And that's how I met my admirable teacher, Ernst Gitsch. Ernst Gitsch is a Swiss farmer and scientist who grows cocoa in the Brazilian tropical forest. When I arrived at Ernst's farm, I grabbed my tools and my machete, ready to rock and roll, and I asked Ernst, "What can I do, sir?" Ernst, he looks at me in amusement and replies, "First, you observe." By now, I feel like Luke Skywalker getting his first lesson from Master Yoda. So I grab my tools and start walking through the fields, observing the cocoa forest. Seeing all these fruits, all these different plants working together, the soil looks all moist. It's got a clay feel to it. It makes me even want to take a bite out of it. The sound of the water running through the rivers, the monkeys screaming at each other, the birds singing, and the bees zooming. The abundance. It feels like paradise. A real rainforest that grows the best and the most expensive cocoa of the world. Now, when I thought I had seen everything, I went back to Ernst and asked him again, "Ernst, what can I do now?" Ernst, he looks at me and replies, "Now you go observe our neighbor's cocoa farm." Now, as I walk to the neighbor cocoa farm, I would like to invite you all to do a little experiment with me, to give you a feeling of what happened. So I will divide all of you guys into 3 groups. Group number 1, you guys are more in the left of this stage. You guys will be our trees, representing the forest. And you guys will be making the sound. Okay, let's give it a try. Come on, guys, where is the trees here? Perfect. Awesome. Group number 2, you guys on the right side of the stage, you guys will be our bees, representing the biodiversity. And you guys will be making the sound zzz. Okay, let's give it a try. Come on, guys, where is the bees? We need more trees to be pollinated. Perfect, awesome. Group number 3, you guys, just in front of me in the middle, you guys will be our consumers and businesses, representing us humans. And you guys will be making the sound, oh. Let's give it a try. Come on, more. Perfect, awesome. Now, when I point to your group number and make this signal, your group goes silent. Now we're all gonna make some noise. At the count of 3, you're gonna make your group noise. So in 1, 2, 3, go. By the time I arrived at the neighbor's cocoa farm, the road gone silent. This conventional monoculture farm was all dried out. No shade, no trees, no sound of water. The soil cracked open. I couldn't hear any birds, bees, or monkeys. Within a couple of 100 meters away, the noise had gone from the sound of paradise to the silence of despair. By this time, I realized if we keep going the neighbor's path, the planet will go silent. Now, it's easy to blame industries and farmers from deforesting, and they do have a responsibility. But we, as consumers, have a big part to play as well. All our actions have consequences. Everything we buy has an impact on an ecosystem somewhere. You buy a coffee, chances are that you're contributing to a series of interconnected events, like deforestation, loss of biodiversity, climate change, food insecurity, refugees flowing from their own countries because of economic or political instability. And that is because right now, business and nature are often in conflict. Nature is perceived to be in the way of business, and that is a problem, a big one. Now, it's in our own interest to come up with a solid solution. We cannot and will not stop consuming. So we need to create a system that brings these two perceived opposites to collaborate. A strategy that supports the economy and strengthens the ecosystem. So my question is, can we create such a system that you can grow profits by regrowing nature? And I can tell you, yes, we can. And it's called agroforestry. Agroforestry is an agricultural system that applies nature principles, preserves forest ecosystem, while at the same time produce abundance of food, crops, and any raw materials. Together with my genius business partner, Marco de Boer, we founded Renature, a Dutch foundation that has the goal to regenerate 1 million hectares of degraded land worldwide by 2030. This way, we want to create a new future for consumers and businesses. Now, how does agroforestry work? Agroforestry adds plants that benefit from each other, just like they do in their original habitat. And agroforestry do you remember the cocoa paradise that Ernst created? Well, agroforestry can also be applied to other crops like palm oil or cotton. Besides the social and environmental benefits like regenerating soil, tackling climate change, ensuring food security, and providing jobs, agroforestry can even produce more fruits than any conventional way of farming. For example, the conventional monoculture farm from the Ernst neighbor produces an average 400 kilograms per hectare, while the Ernst Gage agroforestry farm produces 1,200. That's 3 times more. How incredible is that? Agroforestry brings both profit and planet together. Now, businesses will not profit from deforesting. We cannot build a long-term future with a short-term thinking. Agroforestry can revolutionize the way we think about and do business. By bringing nature and business in harmony, we can keep making profits while feeding the world population and renaturing our planet. Now, how can I bring these two opposites together and make agroforestry mainstream, you might ask? It starts by speaking up as consumers. Why not start now? Let's show the role that we here at Global Landscape Forum will not allow the planet to go silent. So all in favor of a more sustainable and healthy way of producing our food and raw materials, make your group noise one more time and make it as loud as you can. In 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your group noise again? Mine was You've forgotten already? This is what Landscapes Talks is all about. It's not just talking here, it's also actually doing something. Well, not just the noise, but when you go out, eh?